Did you know? The strong economic growth in Southeast Asia is creating a shift in labour market needs. Industrialisation and technological development lead to a growing demand for skilled engineers. For fresh graduates looking for a job, this means increased competition as more and more engineers arrive on the labour market. To get ahead of the competition, soft skills are a highly valued asset in the eyes of employers and can truly make the difference. Improving engineers' employability with multi-competencies, knowledge and opportunities is the aim of the European project GECKO to meet these labour market's new requirements. Through exchange of good practices between 8 Asian and 5 European universities, GECKO aims to enrich engineering courses through a multi-skill approach in the Philippines, Thailand and Indonesia. How will GECKO boost soft skills training? The idea is to develop an innovative learning experience in which courses will mix digital modules and experience-based learning. Students from the Philippines, Thailand and Indonesia will form international teams to work on case studies together. Selected teams will get a chance to meet in person during a summer school where they will be able to present their project. For future engineers in the region, this learning experience is a great opportunity for them, as they will get a chance to broaden their professional network and acquire a variety of soft skills in a multicultural environment. What about the private sector? The GECKO project offers a chance to help shape engineering courses to better meet their expectations in terms of graduate skill sets. And for other universities in Southeast Asia, increasing regional cooperation is also one of the goals of the project. Universities are encouraged to expand on the GECKO experience and network to develop similar initiatives in the region. Want to know what the project can offer you and how to get involved? Write us or visit the website. Did you know? The strong economic growth in Southeast Asia is creating a shift in labour market needs. Industrialisation and technological development lead to a growing demand for skilled engineers. For fresh graduates looking for a job, this means increased competition as more and more engineers arrive on the labour market. To get ahead of the competition, soft skills are a highly valued asset in the eyes of employers and can truly make the difference. Improving engineers' employability with multi-competencies, knowledge and opportunities is the aim of the European project GECKO to meet these labour market's new requirements. Through exchange of good practices between 8 Asian and 5 European universities, GECKO aims to enrich engineering courses through a multi-skill approach in the Philippines, Thailand and Indonesia. How will GECKO boost soft skills training? The idea is to develop an innovative learning experience in which courses will mix digital modules and experience-based learning. Students from the Philippines, Thailand and Indonesia will form international teams to work on case studies together. Selected teams will get a chance to meet in person during a summer school where they will be able to present their project. For future engineers in the region, this learning experience is a great opportunity for them, as they will get a chance to broaden their professional network and acquire a variety of soft skills in a multicultural environment. What about the private sector? The GECKO project offers a chance to help shape engineering courses to better meet their expectations in terms of graduate skill sets. And for other universities in Southeast Asia, increasing regional cooperation is also one of the goals of the project. Universities are encouraged to expand on the GECKO experience and network to develop similar initiatives in the region. Want to know what the project can offer you and how to get involved? Write us or visit the website.
Good morning and good afternoon for every distinguished guest. Good morning from the European side and good afternoon for the ASEAN partner countries. A very warm welcome for you all as honorary guests and participants to this GECKO conference day. So first of all, it's a very pleasure and be honored to introduce myself. My name is Wanit from Burapha University in Thailand. So Academic Burapha University has been receiving this honor to be the host organizer in this event in the name of the GECKO project, the Erasmus Plus granted capacity building in higher education with the full name of Improving Engineers Employability with Multi-Competencies, Knowledge and Opportunities, or GECKO, which is led by the University of Montpellier in France as project management and all GECKO project managers, together with many partner countries in Europe, from Italy, Lithuania, Spain, and Sweden, in addition to ASEAN partners from Indonesia, Philippines, and Thailand. In this final conference, the main purposes are to disseminate all of GECKO project's results and impact, including feedbacks from the representative of private sectors to share to you all as valuable internal beneficiaries and external stakeholders for sustainability and possible collaboration in furtherance. Ladies and gentlemen, now it is an auspicious time, so may I humbly bring everyone to our event opening ceremony. On the welcoming remarks, so I would like to everyone to welcoming for our remarks and opening sessions by the GECKO Asia coordinator and also the Burapha University rector's behalf. I would like to invite the precise of the ceremony, Assistant Professor Dr. Sakchai Seth Anawat. Please welcome.
Thank you very much, Wanit. Professor Emmanuel, Dean of the IAE Business School of University of Montpellier, on European partner, on ASEAN partner, on stakeholder from the industry, and on students. On behalf of Burapha University, it's a great honor for me and also Burapha University to conduct the final project, conduct the final conference of GECKO project, which we have worked for 3 years, even in the difficult times, but all goals have been fulfilled and also the KPI have been done. Except I cannot conduct the face-to-face conference here in Thailand. Even COVID-19 in Thailand is getting better. But anyway, it's not easy to conduct in Thailand because the government not allow. Government not allow for the crowded people to stay together for the meeting. And also not allow for the international people coming to Thailand. You can come, but you need to do quarantine for the 2 weeks. Anyway, we hope that even in the difficult time, for this time, but next time, everything will be okay and great. If I have a chance again, I will conduct in Thailand, certainly. The GECKO project, not only to generate the benefits for the higher education, but also to making a relationship between the education and the industry, which I think is right now is very, very important for the complexity world. Finally, I want to say that I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Professor Emmanuel, Camille, and their team for strongly support us. And I also hope that all partners can be friends forever. Lisa, Linda, Jerry, everybody, I remember you. And I hope that we can be friends forever and can working together for a long time. Alice as well. I want to see you again. Thank you so much. everybody. Thank you so much. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you very much for Assistant Professor Dr. Sakshai said, and what's the precise of the ceremony? So I may kind of clap my hand for myself. Okay, so this is conferring a very warm welcome speech for Professor Sakshai. And next, so may I introduce all the distinguished guests again for the GECKO promotional videos. As most of us already joined since the webinar started, but it is very good to let everyone to watching about the GECKO brief of information once again. So may I kindly share for the GECKO video once again.
Did you know? The strong economic growth in Southeast Asia is creating a shift in labour market needs. Industrialisation and technological development lead to a growing demand for skilled engineers. For fresh graduates looking for a job, this means increased competition as more and more engineers arrive on the labour market. To get ahead of the competition, soft skills are a highly valued asset in the eyes of employers and can truly make the difference. Improving engineers' employability with multi-competencies, knowledge and opportunities is the aim of the European project GECKO to meet these labour market's new requirements. Through exchange of good practices between 8 Asian and 5 European universities, GECKO aims to enrich engineering courses through a multi-skill approach in the Philippines, Thailand and Indonesia. How will GECKO boost soft skills training? The idea is to develop an innovative learning experience in which courses will mix digital modules and experience-based learning. Students from the Philippines, Thailand and Indonesia will form international teams to work on case studies together. Selected teams will get a chance to meet in person during a summer school where they will be able to present their project. For future engineers in the region, this learning experience is a great opportunity for them, as they will get a chance to broaden their professional network and acquire a variety of soft skills in a multicultural environment. What about the private sector? The GECKO project offers a chance to help shape engineering courses to better meet their expectations in terms of graduate skill sets. And for other universities in Southeast Asia, increasing regional cooperation is also one of the goals of the project. Universities are encouraged to expand on the GECKO experience and network to develop similar initiatives in the region. Want to know what the project can offer you and how to get involved? Write us or visit the website.
Okay, so it is already finished. To meet our project in brief, and we would appreciate and welcoming if you access to keep talking with us onto the websites and also the YouTube channels. And then it is another appropriate occasion to introduce the GECKO project scientific coordinator to confer the presentation of the GECKO projects and its result. So please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Professor Dr. Emmanuel Bouze, the director of the ERE School of Management of the University of Montpellier. Please welcome.
The sound.
Professor Manuel, you need to turn on microphone.
Okay. Dear Jorapub, dear Professor Sakshai, dear colleagues, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning in Europe and good afternoon in Asia. I am Emmanuel Bouze, the scientific coordinator of GECKO project. I am from Montpellier University in France. I would like to thank you for attending this public event, even if it's online, but you know, because of the situation, we need to do all the event online. I hope it can be interesting for all of you. The GECKO initiative was to improve employability of engineering students in Southeast Asia by using multi-skill approach. When the engineering students start to work, like you can watch on the video a few minutes ago, most of them need to interact with colleagues and also manage people. For that, they miss what we can name soft skill. And it's an important determinant of employability. We chose to focus on 3 countries, Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia, and also bachelor engineering students, as it's at bachelor level that they miss the most what we can name soft skill. So, GECKO is a capacity building project in the field of higher education. It means that it's co-funded by Erasmus Programme of the European Union. The goal, as I tell you, is to improve the employability of engineers using a multi-skill approach. Normally, we're supposed to last 3 years, but because of the COVID pandemic, we got an extension of 1 year. So the GECKO project to start in 2017 and will end this fall in 2021. The total budget from European Union was about 800,000 euros. Our partners are from Europe and Asia, and it's very important to understand that we all need to learn from each other. I mean by that, European partners need to learn because of the ASEAN experience, and evidently our Asian partners need also to learn because of the European experience. Our partners in Europe are Montpellier University, Universidad Nacional de Educación a Distancia, UNED, in Spain, also Vilnius Gediminas Technical University in Lithuania, Uppsala University in Sweden, Politecnico de Torino in Italy, and after that, in Asia, in the Philippines, Xavier University at Cagayan del Oro, Ateneo de Manila and University of the Philippines, Metro Manila, in Indonesia, University Gadjah Mada in Yogyakarta, Institute Teknologi Bandung in Bandung, Indonesia, in Thailand, Burapha University in Bangsen, Ubon Ratchathani University, Ubon Ratchathani, and Kasetsart University in Bangkok. So, at the beginning, we define objectives. Our first goal was to define 3 courses. So we need to choose on which some skill we will focus and develop the content of 3 courses. But the goal is to share the same courses between all the ASEAN partners. For that, we decide to develop digital modules. We use Moodle platform if you want to know the details. To build the content and the digital modules, we need to train teachers to teach on soft skill and to build digital modules. And as Professor Chakchai told us, it's very important that we want to improve intra-regional cooperation. If you want a brief description about the work we already done, this project started concretely in 2018 by a kick-off meeting with all the partners in January 2018 in Montpellier. During this kick-off meeting, we all agree about the goal of the project and how we will work. If we want to build the digital models, we need to understand the needs of industry, the needs of alumni, students, our partners, all the university. For that, we did 3 field missions in Thailand, Indonesia, and Philippines. And based on the result, during our first consortium meeting in Yogyakarta in April 2018, we decide which courses we are going to build. So finally, we decide the name and brief content of the 3 modules. After that, in Madrid, in November 2018, we present what we can name a first draft of the content of the 3 modules. We all need to finalize the content of the module for the digital tools training session in Thailand in 2019. During this session, the teacher learn how to use Moodle and how to build digital content. After that, there's observation weeks in Europe. Colleagues from Asia been to Vilnius, Uppsala, and Torino to discover how in Europe we use soft skill in engineering school and also how we use digital content. After that, we need to finalize the module. And it was done during the coaching session in Bandung in 2019. Okay, the module already finalized. We need to validate the module, and it was done during the consortium meeting 2019 in Bangkok. We also talk about the next step because we would like the students, some of them, to meet concretely during a startup size challenge, what we can name a summer school. And so we talk about that in Bangkok. After that, we would like to know the result of the modules, the feeling of the student, what they would like to improve, if they like the modules, and so on. For that, there's quality field mission, but unfortunately, we can only do in the Philippines because just after that, the pandemic starts. So we decide to postpone the summer school from 1 year, and we got an extension concerning GECKO project because of the pandemic. We need to improve the quality of the project because of the time extension that we got. So we decide to improve our 3 modules and also to build 2 guides, one for the student and one for the professor. So we use the modules for the second time, and because of that, we decide that we need quality field mission, virtual because of the COVID situation, to evaluate the quality of the improved modules. Finally, we did the summer school last June. The summer school was virtual, again because of the COVID, and now we are at the final event. The core results of GECKO can be considered as the 3 models. One focus on effective professional communication for engineers. The second one, managing teams and projects. The last one, innovation management. I will not give you more details because the next presentation will give you a lot of details concerning the 3 contents. Finally, the main outcome of GECKO can be considered like that. As I told you, we can do 3 teacher observation weeks. Altogether, 18 staff members train during the teacher observation weeks. After that, we train teachers to build digital content and using multi-skill inside courses. For that, the first training in Bangkok, it's 17 staff members. In fact, not in Bangkok, in Bang Seng at Burapha University. The second time, the coaching time in Bandung, Indonesia, 18 staff, member, train to finalize the modules. Because of the extension, we got the opportunity to train more students. In fact, more than 500 students enrolled concerning the 3 modules. And we are pleased to tell you that all the partners choose to use this module after finally the GECKO times. So for us, it's what we can consider a big success because of the sustainability of the project. Concerning the summer school, the famous Startup Challenge, 48 students that already use the modules meet together virtually, evidently, and they can use the soft skill that they learn during the modules because of the challenge. So it's only brief information about what we already done, and now you are going to get more details concerning the modules. I would like to thank all the partners for this incredible time that we spent together. In fact, partners can be colleagues, but I believe we can use the name of friend. And I hope, even if it's a GECKO, and we will get the opportunity to all work and meet together again. Thanks a lot.
So thank you very much for Professor Moniel Husseins, for the GECKO scientific coordinators, for a very productive presentation of the GECKO projects. Since we have a long way for 4 years, out of mileage to our final achievements today, it is very applause, I appreciate that. Okay, so after this, we are going to meet with a GECKO contribution by the following agenda. So the next session, we're going to be the presentation of the GECKO final modules by the work package leader and also the partner institution module leaders. And after we finish the presentation of the final modules, it will be another excitement of the student testimonial, who is the winners team representative from ASEAN countries to attend the GECKO summer school, as mentioned by Professor Hussein earlier. And after that, we would let the feedbacks from private sector on the value added of GECKO courses on student employabilities. And we have a little bit short coffee breaks for some refreshment for a few minutes, and we will come back to the final state of the roundtable to show out about the impact of the GECKO projects. And during the sessions, the feedback sharings by the private sectors, by the final modules, and so on. If any participants would like to ask some questions, it would be grateful, and you can raise in the Q&A buttons at the menu bar of the webinar Zoom, and we have the organizing teams to help and assist to answering the questions. Then our moderator shall lift up the issue and answer on later. And now, may I bring all the audiences to listen up the presentation of the GECKO final modules. So I would like to welcome for the work package leaders, Dr. Gerardo S. De Roja, Director of Strategy and Quality Management, and also the Associate Professor in Computer Science, Xavier University, Ateneo de Cagayan, the Philippines. Please welcome Dr. Cherry.
Good day, welcome. Thank you, Borako. Okay, I hope everyone can see my screen. So I'll go ahead, and thank you, Emmanuel. You really make my short talk also easier because you had already described very well the context of what we had done. So as you mentioned, we will now dive into more details of what really happened and and uh, and a look at what's really inside the three modules that we developed. But first of all, I would like to greet everyone in Asia. Good afternoon. In Europe, good morning, I think. And the rest of the world, if there are others, good day, to be sure. And also a special greetings to my colleagues from Xavier who are, I think, here in force attending this final conference. So my task, I'm honored and humbled to be selected to present how the GECKO project develop the modules. That's basically my task. So I just have two slides. So this slide shows a diagram of the process. I'm sorry about it if there are a lot of shapes and text in there. I'm fond of producing slides that are rather than dividing it into several slides. I want to have it in one single screen. So this is basically the process of the design and development of the GECKO modules mentioned by Emmanuel earlier. So as input to the process, we had actually needs assessment that we gathered from several field missions in Asia. And out of those, out of the needs identified, we just, the priority courses were, modules were actually communication, ranked number 1 in all of the partner countries. We have 2 management type modules, team and project management, as well as engineering innovation management. So from the needs, we went through the process of planning or design or creating the usual content of the module. The primary output of this process actually is the course plan or the syllabus for us academics. And as Manu also earlier described our timelines, we did that actually in a 10-month window. You might ask why it took so long. One important learning in this project is that collaborative course development really takes time. And of course, we don't work on this project full time. We are also busy with our own daily schedules. So after the creation of the content in the form of a course plan or syllabus, we went into the actual implementation of the modules, into converting those modules into digital tools, as mentioned earlier by Manu also, using Moodle in about a 19-month window. And after that, when we have the modules, we have GECKO modules version 1. We ran that through a test by actually running it within the partner institutions. So all partner institutions ran the course with their students. As of last count, I think there were 500 plus students from the 8 Asian partner universities in 3 countries who were able to undergo or take the course. And we selected about 48 of them to participate in one of the more important culminating activities of the project also in the summer school a couple of months ago. And after the the pilot run, there's this line here, this red dashed line. That's basically what Manu had mentioned, that that's the COVID-19 interruption. So for about a period of 6 months or so, all activities come to a halt. Not totally. Behind the scenes, me and the core and the lead persons and the lead of the module leads were actually working in the background. even during the COVID-19 interruption, maybe not as intense. And luckily, we were granted extension, and the project was reactivated. Interruption started in around March 2020. We got approval for a 1-year extension because of the of the COVID-19 disruption. So by October 2020, we are in motion again. And the condition for the extension is that actually we do additional deliverables, like from version 1, we need to produce a version 2, an improved version, as well as produce best practice guides for students and teachers who will be teaching the course. And another unanticipated output will be a YouTube channel, actually, containing a playlist of all videos produced or used in the 3 modules. So right now, actually, most of us are already done running the modules in our respective institutions for the 2nd time. And in fact, Xavier had started running it for the 3rd time already this term. The term we're running ending in December. So this is basically the process, but I would also like to share what happened behind the scenes. Of course, as the XU team leader in GECKO, I did manage this I did manage this project, the development aspects of this project, and of course, hand in hand with me, side by side, we have the leaders of the 3 modules, in the person of Tony from Burapa, who led the development of Module 1, Andika from Institute of Technology Bandung, who took care of coordinating development in Module 2, and Justin from UP, University of the Philippines, who coordinated our work in Module 3. So behind the scenes, we actually had a distributed team. We had a distributed setup, and we coordinate normally, mostly using asynchronous mode, not so much synchronous, but asynchronous mode, so that we team members will be not distracted in their day-to-day routines also much of the time. Okay, so finally, as Manu mentioned, we had produced 3 digital modules, which we integrated into a single 1-semester GECKO course. The 3 team leaders in our lead institution will describe after me the contents, or how they work, how they develop the 3 modules. And then we had now a GECKO channel containing all the videos used in the modules, 80 videos all in all, 80% of which were original GECKO produced videos. And of course, the 2 best practice guides, as I mentioned earlier. So that's the end of my presentation, and thank you so much for listening. For me, as the project manager for this aspect of the project, the design and development, it's really a learning experience for me. Great learning experience, as well as a good experience for developing friendships with the rest of the team, especially my partners Tony, Andika, and Justin. I promise no more early morning emails starting tomorrow. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for Dr. Jerry from Xavier University. And this is a very fruitful presentation about the final modules. And next, so may I invite it for the first module leader, Dr. Thanongsak Thepsonthi, Associate Dean from Faculty of Engineering, Burapa University from Thailand, to present on the module 1. Okay, please welcome for Dr. Tony.
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I'm Thanongsak Thepsonthi from Burapa University. Okay, I lead the team of the developer of the module 1. So today I would like to share with you the contents and what is about the module 1. Okay. The module 1 is in the topic of effective professional communication for engineering. So in this module, it consists of 5 units. Okay, for each unit, they have their own unit objectives. So unit 1 is introduction to communication in engineering practice, which gives students understanding of the fundamental models and elements of professional communication. For the unit 2 communication strategy, this lets the student learn how to organize and deliver effective verbal, written, and visual communication. In unit 3 of the module, it's communication media and computer support communication. So they will learn to be able to use the media and to design and deliver the communications such as email, video, calling by telephone, or this kind of thing. And in unit 4 is about listening and reading skill. Okay, so they develop a set of listening and reading skill in order to be able to receive the information during the communication. And in unit 5, the final unit, implication of effective communication in engaging in engineering practice. So they will reflect on importance of the ability to effectively communicate. So in the module, we also have the pre-test and post-test, which help us assessing the student improvement. So students also see their improvement after taking the module. So let me go to the content of each module, each unit, sorry. And in each unit, let's say starting from unit 1 is about the introduction for the communication in engineering practice. So it consists of element and process of communication, basic communication model, importance of communication in engineering practice. We have a video developed by our teams, the case study, the workshop, also some quiz the student will have to do it within the unit. In unit 2, the topic cover communication effect, audience analysis, verbal and non-verbal communication, written communication, visual presentation, case study and application in the student context. So this one, student will learn this kind of thing and know how, at the end, they know how to plan the strategy for effectively communicate. In unit 3, this is about the communication medias and computer supported communication. So they will learn the tool for the communication media, such as email, video, telephone, chatting, using social network. So also the netiquette part of it, electronic communication and netiquette part, which is also important in doing especially the social network right now. There will be the case study and application in engineering context that students have to do within the unit. And in unit 4, this one is about listening and reading skill. So train the student how to receive the information from what they read and what they are listening to. So the topic cover reading and observation, listening and note-taking, reading from graph table and infographic. So there will be a set of activity that students have to follow in order to learn how to get the main idea from what they are reading and listening. At the last unit, unit 5, okay, there we present the consequence of miscommunication and let the student know how to evaluate and analyze the effective verbal, written, visual, and electronic communication in the context of engineering setting. So at the end, we hope that they know how to judge the good communication and the bad communication, so they know how to implement it with themselves. So in this unit, it's not just the content that they have to learn. There are also the quiz and the assignment, and also the forum and the feedback from the lecturer that teaching the course. So everything is built in. So the student will take the benefit of it. So finally, I would like to thank for the developers. So this module developed by the teams of 3 universities, Xavier University, Universities of Gajah Mada, and Burapha University. So I would like to give the credit to all of them. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for Dr. Tony for the presentations of the professional communications in the module 1 and all the partners involved in the development of the first module. And the second module is turned to the Institute of Technology Bandung from Indonesia. So I would like to invite and welcome Assistant Professor Dr. Antika Putra Pratama, the Module 2 leader, Head of Division for International Partnerships, Bureau of Partnerships, Institute of Technology Bandung from Indonesia.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone and good morning, probably for some of you. And greetings from ITV. And I would like to say before we get to start to explain a little bit about Module 2. So I was asked to help out in trying to come up with certain modules, certain units that would bring some ideas when it comes to working together, for example. And so this is Dr. Edwan from ITB was the person who approached me, and then eventually I'm sort of like submerged in this project, and thankfully, and this is something that's still going on. And so the second module is called Managing Teams and Projects. And these are the universities that are involved in developing the units. Our university, Institute of Technology Bandung, and we have also Ateneo de Manila University and Kasetsat University as well. Initially, though, UGM was also part of this, but we made some negotiations. So that was part of the whole process, which was quite interesting. So we made that when we had the training in Bangkok, I believe. And so that was also the first time we got to meet. A lot of confusions going on, but you know, we managed finally. And so the thing about, as I mentioned, the thing about Module 2 is basically about trying to, you know, give students some ideas about working together and the things that would probably be helpful in getting them through the group or a team process. And one of the things, and this probably also speaks to all the other modules as well, is that Pilar here is, you know, successfully teaching us that we need to look at the whole thing from the perspective of students, for example. So that is very important, something that we also have tried to improve from the first one to the second one. So, which is why you see so much going on here on the slide. But the point here is to try to be as explicit as possible about what is expected, for example. And in the second module, for example, there's something like in this module, you will be assigned as a team to do project and so on. And so that seems to be very important and something that we certainly learn. And the learning outcomes also would need to be spelled out explicitly as well. And a lot of the things with Module 2 has you know, have something to do with reflections, and but basically it's more on the analyzing themselves and others and group processes, and some of the dynamics includes you know, in terms of project management or the conflicts, power dynamics, and so on, which are reflected later in the units. So these are the 5 units that are that the students are expected to complete. The first one is basically it's called Basic Essentials. It's the ice-breaking unit. Initially, in the first at the first time we you know, ran this module, we didn't have this. So out of the you know, suggestions and feedback from all, you know, basically you know, everybody, we thought that it would be good to create some kind of a kick in the beginning, and also to have some project, the actual project that they actually need to do, students need to do. In the beginning, we didn't have that. So we had this the second time around. And so it was something that seemed to be very helpful for the students. So the first one is, we give them some videos about project management and agility, basically about being flexible. Planning is necessary, but then some other things, some level of flexibility is necessary as well. And so in the beginning, we give them already the project that they will need to finalize by the very end of the module for module 2. And then the second one is about leadership. So we have some videos, for example. We have also some reading materials as well that they will need to complete to perform, and then there are some other activities as well in there. And we have individual differences for the 8th unit, and biases and power dynamics, which we see as very important because when things are not really necessarily in the way we would like things to be, let's say, then we probably would try to look at ourselves, and that we would expect the students also to try to understand, and also power dynamics, which is also seen as important when we have, let's say, some people that are more than compared to the others in terms of whatever we might think about. And then the last one is about conflict management, and to try to create some sort of like a reflection moment at the very end. And there's a general structure here that we try to design. In the first run, we didn't have this general structure. And so the discussion we had in the improvement process was very, very helpful. So we came up with the, this general structure with lessons, which can include videos, or whether they are outsourced or the videos that we have created ourselves. And then we have quiz. We have also discussion forums that they can contribute to. So these are some of the improvements that we have tried to make. And then these are the grading criteria, because video presentation is something that, the project that they were assigned to do is something that is the big thing about this module. And so when they present their project, that is worth 50%. And then they will have, there's a final reflection, quizzes, and also participation in discussion forum. And one of the things, what is the project about? So we asked them to sort of like do something or find out something about employability for engineering students. And but they can come up with their own subtopic and so on. So that's up to them. And so that's very interesting, actually, the outcomes that they came up with. And this is the title of one of the projects that they one student group had. And these are some of the things that they will need to were presenting as well. And these are the students' work. For example, they had to explain the process of performing and completing the project. And this is quite linear, but then there's some students that sort of like explain it in a rather circular way, because it is a lot. There needs to be some flexibility, for example, and then they explain about kinds of conflict experience and so on. And obviously the results about employability that they want to know. For example, they came up with, after surveys, let's say, or some interviews, they came up with some of the challenges, for example, and opportunities and so on. So basically it's like a mini project, which is something that the entire team is trying to target as well. So, and then some challenges, obviously, that we had, because it's full online. So we didn't really know whether they, some students are very much deadliners, and some are not. And so this creates some difficulty. But also there are some improvements that we try to make in terms of learning outcomes, actual project that we included, and the similar structure first unit that we designed to familiarize themselves with the module. The grading distribution was also improved, and better online interaction with the students as well, despite the fact that it is full online, asynchronous type of learning. And obviously the team, and we love the team, and it's not only for module 2. I think it's for every teams as well. And this was the one picture that we took with the module 2's team. And obviously Nina is also here. Nina has been has been very, very helpful in terms of, technicality with all the technology and so on. Raquel, Sparek, and everybody, Kazatsar and Ateneo, and ITB, the behind the scenes. Thank you very much. So I think that would be all for the sharing of module 2. And I should stop sharing right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for Dr. Atika from ITB. So we can see there's a lot of the fruitful and very powerful of the development, and moreover that we got friendship from our partners as well. And so we turn to the final module, the module number 3, and we are invited the module 3 leaders, or Assistant Professor Justin Jesus Seranila from Institute of Civil Engineering, College of Engineering, University of the Philippines, Diliman, the Philippines. So please.
Thank you, Boroko. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm going to present module 3, and this is the final version that we have in the GECKO module package. So the module 3 is entitled Engineering Innovation. And these are the contributors for module 3. We have 3 universities. We have from university. We have Gajah Mada. The objectives of module 3 is for students to develop concepts for innovative products, processes, and services, as well as to design system innovation through problem identification as part of an innovation team. So in module 3, we try to give lessons that will teach students about the fundamental concepts of problem solving. Okay, so that's one important concept that we have now. Problem solving through innovative engineering solutions. So by the end of module 3, we have designed the activities so that they will come up with a concept, okay, a concept or a product that will hopefully solve a specific problem that they deem significant in their country or in their vicinity, in their city, whatever it is. So this is the design of module 3. Like the previous 2 modules, we have 5 units, and for each unit we have an activity, okay, and each of these activities will build upon the previous one. So for example, we have in unit 1 innovation team formation, which is a prerequisite for all the other activities in the module. So the goal is to develop concepts for innovative products, processes, and services, as well as to design system innovation through problem identification as part of an innovation team. Okay. Now let's go in detail with regards to the content of each unit. For unit 1, this is entitled Innovation Team Formation. And for the objectives and outcomes, the students are expected to work in a multidisciplinary team, maximize team strengths and minimize team weaknesses for building a high-functioning and effective innovation team, and form their team to work on the next unit. So basically, this is the start. So we ask them to list down their strengths and their weaknesses, and we let them rate these quantities based on what they perceive their strengths and weaknesses to be. Okay, and based on that information, we try to together with the students, of course, we try to form teams that will complement each of their strengths. Okay, so the topics covered in unit 1 are team selection processes, team development wheel. This includes forming, storming, norming, and performing, characteristics of a high-performance team, behaviors of an effective team, and team consensus. At the end of the unit, we also provided a sample video that will serve as an inspiration for them, because we asked them to provide a 2 to 3 minute video introducing their team. So we saw that students are basically very enthusiastic in making this video. Okay. This was also reflected actually in the summer school when we had the team introduction by the teams, if you can remember. No? So for unit 2, we have identifying stakeholders, requirements, and preference. For this one, we designed the lessons such that the students will be able to think in terms of systems perspective. Okay? Identify potential stakeholders associated with solving an engineering problem, determine stakeholders' needs, and recognize differences between industry and academia. So for this particular unit, the focus is on the problem identification, okay, identifying who the people involved will be, okay, and of course the technical design parameters. So these are the unit topics covered, and the activity for unit 2 is their venture proposal. Okay, so what is included in this venture proposal? You will have the potential stakeholder and contact person, okay, the stakeholder's problem, and design pegs for the solution. So this is a very rough idea. So you have a problem, and then you have the potential stakeholder for that particular problem, and the rough idea of the solution that you will implement. Okay. Of course, this idea will be developed further in the next units. And for unit 3, we will have design problem and goal setting. At the end of the unit, the student must be able to properly recognize a problem and define its scope, think in terms of systems perspective, and determine measurable goals, and set key performance indices or criteria to measure success. For this unit, we have 2 main topics. So we have the house of quality, which measures the technical parameters of a product or service, and determination of an optimal set of requirements using the house of quality. Okay, so the unit activity is a house of quality diagram, which looks like this. Okay, so for this particular unit, we asked them to list down the considerations of the customer, okay, the considerations for the product, okay, and basically try to assign values and determine which one is the optimal combination. Okay. For unit 4, generation and selection. So at the end of this unit, the students should be able to generate the concept from the need of the customer or stakeholder, and select which one the best solution, and finally test the selected concept. Okay. The topics included are concept generation and concept selection, and the unit activity is a concept sketch. Okay. So this is an example of an output by one of our students, which shows the refined idea. Okay. So now they have visualization of what the product or service will look like, or basically how it will work. Okay, but not so much refined as a working product. Okay, and the last unit of module 3 is prototyping and pitching. Okay, so at the end of the unit, the students should be able to design and demonstrate a prototype for a product or service, and present a product prototype by pitching. The output for this unit is an innovation pitch, or a 3 to 5 minute video that should include the team's defined concept for the product or service to validate the idea. Okay, so the unit output will look like this. However, due to the you can say due to the constraint of time, so we only have around 5 weeks for module 3. Okay. Some of the final outputs did not necessarily arrive at a working prototype. No, it could be a rough prototype. Okay, it could be a more refined sketch, but they should be able to explain in the video the details or the essential details of how the product or service will work. Okay, so this activity essentially culminates module 3. Okay, they have come up with an idea, and of course, it's up to them if they want to develop it further outside the class. What's important is, I believe, in module 3 we were able to teach them the process on from the start, which is determining the problem. Okay, and then using the proper tools to develop a solution based on that problem. So that's the contents for Module 3, Engineering Innovation. Again, thank you for listening to this presentation and enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you so much for Dr. Justin for the final module number 3 presentation of the project innovations. So all of our modules that is a result, so we brought into the pedagogies in the partner universities, and also the final activities that was beheld about the GECKO summer school. And this lead everyone. So we are turned to the one of the excitements of the GECKO project success by the student testimonial from the GECKO summer school. The GECKO challenge winners by the representative students from each country, from Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines. And I think this is our time. So I would like to introduce our moderator for the next session, student testimonial. So please welcome Assistant Professor Dr. Waratha Uttiyarat, Department from Industrial Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, Burapha University, to confer for the student testimonial. Please welcome.
Thank you very much, Warapol. Good afternoon and also good morning, all delegates, GECKO students and conference participants. Welcome to this section. My name is Waratha Uttiyarat from Burapha University, and I will be serving you as your moderator for this section. In this section, you will be hearing experiences and thoughts from 3 students who joined the GECKO project. They are from Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Please allow me to introduce them to you. First, we have Mr. Dison Yim Yam from Mechanical Engineering Department, Kasetsat University, Thailand. And second, we have Mr. Adi Winata from Department of Chemical Engineering, Gadjah Mada University, Indonesia. And last, we have Miss China Chelsea from Department of Management Engineering, Ateneo de Manila University from the Philippines. Please welcome all of them. So in this section, I will ask you a few questions, and please share your opinions or your experiences to everyone here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the first question will go to Mr. Adi Winata from UGM. Adi, how have you heard about the GECKO course and the GECKO summer school?
Okay. Thank you for your question. So I have heard the GECKO course. It was like in the beginning of 2020, before the coronavirus first hit Indonesia and all of the world, and we heard that from our department, my lecturer, and also we have some kind of platform in the Faculty of Engineering. There were poster that promote this GECKO course, and yeah, I think we enrolled to the course and joined the course as well, and it was informed that the best participants from each university would be delegated in the GECKO summer course challenge, and I think it was supposed to be held at Thailand, if I'm not mistaken. but adjusting to the situation, we should help the event virtually, and I think it was really a great experience to me.
Okay, thank you. And how about you, Mr. Dison? How have you heard about the GECKO project?
I have heard about GECKO project from my roommates. He invited and told me that GECKO project will improve the learner soft skill, which I think it is very important skill. So the next day, I went to the university for asking more about information about this project. Then I take this course. And finally, I am the representative of my university to join GECKO Challenge.
Excellent. Okay, may I continue to ask you, Mr. Dison, what are the main learnings from your experience during the GECKO summer school?
I think the experience in GECKO Challenge is greatly improve my communication and collaboration skill, because this is the first time I have to working in a group with the teammates from another country. At the first day of GECKO Challenge, I have a lot of communication problem with my teammates. That because the communication in the team must be English, and in Thailand, we use a little English in everyday life. But my teammates understand me and they speak slowly when communication in the group. Then that helped me a lot. So I communicate with them better in the second day. And the GECKO Challenge teach about how to create a project from the beginning and the basic, just like finding the project idea and effective brainstorming method in the group. I will use this knowledge that I learned from GECKO Challenge in the future for sure.
That's fantastic. Now you can speak fluently. Miss Sheena, could you also share with us about this question?
So yeah, I think also like Frim, like one of the main things I learned was how important teamwork, communication, and collaboration was for us. So really tried to play to the strengths of each member, especially since we had different fields of engineering within our teams. There's like chemical, mechanical engineering. And so we really played to our strengths on our different characteristics of what we were good at. And I think second would also be how important having different perspectives were, especially since we come from different countries. So in the research and presentation, we were able to get insights from each country and bounce off each other. So we could see how much impact each of our ideas could make and in what way they could impact the people in our country and in our environment.
That's why you won the prize. Okay, this is going to be my last question, and it will go to Miss Sheena and Addy. Sheena, how do you think that the GECKO modules will help you to acquire knowledge and skills for your future professional careers?
So I think the GECKO modules definitely helped me acquire better communication skills, especially when dealing with a group of people that I may not know that well or may not even speak the same language as me. So I think the modules and tasks in the challenge themselves were also very helpful in showing us the process of how things are made and proposed. So from finding a topic or problem that we wanted to solve, to ideation, to prototype, and finally proposing a fully fledged out idea. So it really gave us a well thought out steps and that we could use to fully realize our ideas. So in the future, I think these steps in understanding, I could use these steps in understanding my ideas better towards creating something that's impactful and also feasible.
Thank you. Mr. Addy, please.
Okay, I think this event, GECKO Summer School Challenge, has taught me about. I agree with Gina and Fame. It taught us about how to communicate better. But I think other important things that have been taught during this event is our problem solving and also leadership, because I actually 3 months ago, I was still a student at my faculty at my university as chemical engineering student, but now I have recently graduated, and some of the recruitment process experience, it was actually needed some kind of interviews and also focus group discussion, and I think it really helped me a lot, and to get a job, and because it was designed to the interview questions and the focus group discussion sessions, it was designed to measure our capabilities in problem solving, analytical thinking, and also leadership. And I was really excited and delighted to share my experience in GECKO, and yeah, and that. And if I had the opportunity to promote GECKO to my juniors, I would really excited to encourage them to join this challenge as well.
Excellent, thank you. Thank you very much, Sheena, Dison, and Adi for joining us today. I believe after hearing these testimonials from the student, I think everyone understand and also perceives the essentials of the GECKO project that has so much impact on the student in these ASEAN countries. So I think I would like to give my floor back to Warapop for the next part. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for Dr. Warata and all our students, or Mr. Tison from Kesesat Universities, and Mr. Adi Winata from Indonesia, and also Ms. Sheena Chelsea from the Philippines. You are all very fruitful of the results of our outcomes of the projects, and we're sorry that just a few minutes for you to sharing your feelings and what is a success. And anyway, as Dr. Warata mentioned, we hope that it could be more further for the development and contribution to our projects for the sustainability for your students. And well, I believe that the next phase, okay, is also give you more excitement on the other session by our demand driver from the industry side. So everyone, I would like to introduce for our keynote speakers for the special session on the topic of feedback from private sector, the looking forward through the value-added students on employability. So everyone, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Chanakran Kwangsuk, Human Resource Manager from Delta Electronics Thailand Public Limited Company.
Sawasdee krap. Good morning and good afternoon, all GECKO project members. I'm Chanakran Kwangsuk, HR Manager from Delta Electronics Thailand. We are one of the greatest and the biggest electronic company in Thailand. That's okay. Before we going to our topics, I would like to introduce briefly my company overview. Okay. Also, our corporate mission is to provide innovation, clean and energy efficient solution for the better tomorrow. Our brand promission is smarter. It's our continuous innovation in power electronic technology. Greener represents Delta mission since our founding. That means green for environment. Together, it's our business philosophy in building long-term cooperative with the stakeholder. Also, we have our motto as smarter, greener together. Delta Group overview is for our Delta established in Taiwan in year 1971, and Mr. Bruce Cheng is our founder and honor chairman. And our current chairman is Yanshi Hai. Our products on that time was the world leader in switch power supply and DC brushless fan, dedicated to the telecommunication power system, industrial automation. Sorry. Excuse me. Passive and magnetic components, network products, visual displays, data center infrastructure, renewable energy, and energy storage, EV charging infrastructure also. So for Thailand, we founded in year 1988. Also, we also in Thailand stock market. We are the business management center for Southeast Asia, India, Australia, New Zealand. Our product development center also here in Bangkok, and Germany, United Kingdom, United States, India, and Romania. Manufacturing management center synchronized also here in Thailand, Indonesia, Slovakia, and Myanmar. So our Thailand R&D, it's Germany with the product storage server, telecom network, automotive power, wind power, industrial medical. For India, we have telecom, UPS, video wall. Romania, we have automotive power. For United Kingdom, for industrial, medical, telecom. United States, it's automotive. Thailand, storage, server, industrial. Okay, for the GECKO project, that's will have for our new employees that's joining for new environment. The GECKO project can also help for soft skill of our employees in the future. Also, I mean, for the changing after they graduate, the student graduate from the university and then joining in the environment of the manufacturing or company, they also have to build up their soft skills so they can make for problem solving, critical thinking, so easily and more conduct in the new of the environment. Of course, in this can also help for the student also active in listening, adaptability also for themselves to adapt in other condition, and of course for active listening they can like more and bring out the communication channel to the from supervisor deployed to the subordinator. And of course when they are full with self-confidence from the soft skill, emotional intelligence, they can conduct of the all of situation. For innovation, of course, as we are also international and innovative companies, so we also needed for a new brain, for new blood. Teamwork with GECKO project, I think from 3 countries, they can help, and of course they can collaborate for them to get the communication and supportive team for bring a good efficiency. And of course we concerning for the work ethics. So for company sides, for company sides, what we also for our future of new hiring university student or new hiring staff, we also focus on, of course, the future improvement with relying of the soft skill of the employee self that's coming from there from start on and develop for the in functional in the future of the management skill, and of course with all of them for the more of the leadership skill and individual development. Sorry. Sorry, I'm lost. So, okay, that's all for my side as the company and industrial in innovative industrial.
Thank you so much for Khun Chanakran Kwamsuk, the HR manager from Delta Electronics, from as the base of location to invited him as the representative of Thailand of our private sector. And thank you very much again for a very informative presentation of the future vision company for our sustainability to develop a whole industry, and for the sharing ideas based on the demand driven by the soft skill, management skill that would be required for the future generations of the working laborers, which our student can develop some kind of the ideas to improve by this suggestion for the sustainability of the student employability in the future, and very benefit for our project as well. So thank you so much for Khun Chanakan once again. And well, so very participants, and I think that it could be a great time for a short refreshment, which we apologize that we cannot provide for all the face-to-face and some kind of the in reality is to have the Thai the Thai assorted dessert, something like that. But I hope you enjoy yourself for around a few minutes of the refreshment, and then we will come back once again in the next few minutes. And then during this time, if you have any questions, so please be a soft reminder that we have the Q&A buttons, which we have our committees to assist for answering all your questions. And also, if you have based on the last session of the speakers, you can also raise some questions as well. And during this, I would like to sharing about our project presentation once again. And so you can know that just 2 times of the video presentation, we will come back in a few minutes. Thank you so much.
Did you know? The strong economic growth in Southeast Asia is creating a shift in labour market needs. Industrialization and technological development lead to a growing demand for skilled engineers. For fresh graduates looking for a job, this means increased competition as more and more engineers arrive on the labour market. To get ahead of the competition, soft skills are a highly valued asset in the eyes of employers and can truly make the difference. Improving engineers' employability with multi-competencies, knowledge and opportunities is the aim of the European project GECKO to meet these labour market's new requirements. Through exchange of good practices between 8 Asian and 5 European universities, GECKO aims to enrich engineering courses through a multi-skill approach in the Philippines, Thailand and Indonesia. How will GECKO boost soft skills training? The idea is to develop an innovative learning experience in which courses will mix digital modules and experience-based learning. Students from the Philippines, Thailand and Indonesia will form international teams to work on case studies together. Selected teams will get a chance to meet in person during a summer school where they will be able to present their project. For future engineers in the region, this learning experience is a great opportunity for them, as they will get a chance to broaden their professional network and acquire a variety of soft skills in a multicultural environment. What about the private sector? The GECKO project offers a chance to help shape engineering courses to better meet their expectations in terms of graduate skill sets. And for other universities in Southeast Asia, Increasing regional cooperation is also one of the goals of the project. Universities are encouraged to expand on the GECKO experience and network to develop similar initiatives in the region. Want to know what the project can offer you and how to get involved? Write us or visit the website. Did you know? The strong economic growth in Southeast Asia is creating a shift in labour market needs. Industrialization and technological development lead to a growing demand for skilled engineers. For fresh graduates looking for a job, this means increased competition as more and more engineers arrive on the labour market. To get ahead of the competition, soft skills are a highly valued asset in the eyes of employers and can truly make the difference. Improving engineers' employability with multi-competencies, knowledge and opportunities is the aim of the European project GECKO to meet these labour market's new requirements. Through exchange of good practices between 8 Asian and 5 European universities, GECKO aims to enrich engineering courses through a multi-skill approach in the Philippines, Thailand and Indonesia. How will GECKO boost soft skills training? The idea is to develop an innovative learning experience in which courses will mix digital modules and experience-based learning. Students from the Philippines, Thailand and Indonesia will form international teams to work on case studies together. Selected teams will get a chance to meet in person during a summer school where they will be able to present their project. For future engineers in the region, this learning experience is a great opportunity for them, as they will get a chance to broaden their professional network and acquire a variety of soft skills in a multicultural environment. What about the private sector? The GECKO project offers a chance to help shape engineering courses to better meet their expectations in terms of graduate skill sets. And for other universities in Southeast Asia, increasing regional cooperation is also one of the goals of the project. Universities are encouraged to expand on the GECKO experience and network to develop similar initiatives in the region. Want to know what the project can offer you and how to get involved? Write us or visit the website.
So just to thank you for everyone once again for joining us for the final conference until now, and we just be right back for our final sessions that we will be showing for all the participants and all the ladies and gentlemen about according to our GECKO project output and outcomes, which are the impact that after we turn our projects to the final stage, that within partner university, both in local, regional, and national levels, and in addition to the Southeast Asia's continent. So in these sessions, we are highly accepted from our partner university, from European partners, and also for ASEAN countries, altogether to sharing about the impacts of the GECKO project. So I would like to introduce for our moderator once again by, okay, so sorry for my technical problems. Okay, may I introduce to our moderator in these sessions once again by Dr. Thanongsak Thepsunthy and Assistant Professor Dr. Waratta Uttiyarat from Burapha University. Okay, and please welcome for our moderators right now and give the floor to them.
Okay, thank you, Warapop. Okay. Hello, and welcome to the roundtable session. I'm Dr. Thanongsak Thepsunthy and my colleague, Dr. Waratta Uttiyarat. We are from Burapha University. Today, we will be serving as the moderator for this session. Okay, Dr. Waratta, you have to turn on the microphone.
Sorry. Today, we are with 6 representatives from 4 different countries. Please allow me to introduce them to you. First, we have Dr. Pilar Arancon, Director of the Language Center from UNED, Spain. Second, we have Assistant Professor Dr. Supara Suksman, Vice Dean, Faculty of Business Administration from Kasetsat University, Thailand. And we also have Professor Dr. Gulachet Piantong, Director of Research and Service on Energy Center. And also he is the President of Thai Society of Mechanical Engineering. Professor Gulachet is from Ubon Ratchathani University. And we also have another two representatives from Indonesia. Assistant Professor Dr. Andika Putra Pratama, Head of Division for International Partnership from Institute Technology Bandung, and also Assistant Professor Dr. Friti, Vice Director of Industrial Engineering, Gadjah Mada University. And last, we have Professor Dr. Lisa Linda from Department of Chemical Engineering, University of the Philippines. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Rata. As the GECKO project was successfully implemented in 3 target countries in Southeast Asia, namely Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia. Today, we would like to talk about the impact of the project and how we can spread this impact into the world. So let me start with the first question. Okay, may I ask Dr. Gulachet, please? After the implementation of the GECKO project, what impact does the project have on your university? Please.
Thank you for the question. Well, after we complete our module and we start to use to apply the module, the GECKO module, to some disciplinary or some curriculum in our university. Well, we believe that this module will assist the student to have more skill or soft skill before going to the real industry. The direct impact that we have clearly seen at the moment in our faculty, 3 of the curriculum, which are mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, and also electrical engineering, now start to apply GECKO project for the 4th year student. And we get some good feedback from the student that after learning the soft skill subject, they have more confidence to go out to work. Because in Thailand, as you know, normally the engineering curriculum are really strict and controlled by the Council of Engineers. They normally fix the subject or the unit, the credit. In every university, I think the curriculum are nearly the same. You graduate mechanical engineering from Ubon Ratchathani or from Chulalongkorn or from Burapha University. They study nearly the same thing because all the subjects are compulsory and fixed by the Council of Engineering. So we encourage the student to study this subject because this is an extra skill. It is also a soft skill, which is not the traditional hard skill in the curriculum. So the students start to enroll and appreciate in this subject. So we have already implement this subject for the 3 semesters already. And also recently, some of our curriculum in our university, in our faculty, start to revise the curriculum. Every 5 years, we have to develop or revise our curriculum. And now we start to add this subject into the curriculum. And also the assessor, the curriculum assessor or the committee of the curriculum, they are really happy and like this subject. So they recommend all other subjects
or other curriculum, add this subject into the curriculum as well. So at the moment, 3 of the curriculum already put this subject into the curriculum, but in the future, we plan to expand more into other curriculum or even other faculty as well, because in the university level, the assessor, the curriculum assessor or the curriculum committee start to know about this, and they said we should have this kind of subject into the curriculum. So this is the impact that we already seen in our university. That's all for this question.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kuruchet. So let me hear from Dr. Andika. Okay, how about the impact of the project in ITB?
Thank you, Dr. Tanansak. So I would say that at ITB, we're still at the baby steps, if I have to say. But students definitely, you can see the feedback, the positive feedback from the students, especially for the second one, the second time around. We saw the improvement. So, and we get also quite a good number of students from beyond 30. So each time. So I think it's good in terms of the the alternative. The fact that it is an alternative course that they can take, and it is something that in our context it can be offered as elective, which is actually quite interesting. This is for engineering, but then the course itself is attached to a faculty of art and design, and then I'm from the School of Business and Management. So so we have quite an interesting arrangement here, but what we are trying to find out is actually try to find the fixed host or the house. But seeing from the students, and we've also disseminated the information that this is something that has been working, and we would need some sustainability of this, and hopefully there's more talk going on. But also, I think I would say that the fact that we, and also probably this can speak to the others as well, we have experienced this. So we ourselves are the ones who are impacted. And then, so we can, mentally speaking, but also, skill-wise as well, we sort of like go, we've gone through this. So the amount of experience, I think, is something that is very impactful to the and especially within my role, it's something that I'm still, we're still trying to figure out how to best navigate the impact more sustainably. But yes, so as I mentioned, still baby steps, but we're hoping for the best.
Okay, we can go for a bigger step later. Okay, thank you, Andika. Okay, next, let's hear from our partner from Philippines, Dr. Lisa Linda, please share with us.
Thank you, Tony. I would like to cite 3 benefits that the University of the Philippines has gained from the GECKO project. Let me start with the first benefit, or impact. We have a fully developed, tested modular online course, and this is beneficially significant for 3 reasons. The course is relevant, providing opportunities for gaining 3 important competencies in one course, namely communication, project management, and innovation management. And these 3 competencies had been identified by industry as among the most important soft skills needed to be developed among future engineers. Also, the course promotes self-learning because it is modular and online. And this is important for future-proofing our education. And of course, the course is fully developed, meaning the modules are available, complete with teacher's guide. And this full package can facilitate the future adoption by more faculty members in the university, as well as in other universities, to offer the course in their respective units and in effect allow more engineering students to gain knowledge and skills made available through the GECKO course. Another benefit or impact is the capacity for creating quality online materials. So through the GECKO project, with funding from the European Union, And with guidance from one of the GECKO partners, the Universidad Nacional de Educación a Distancia, or UNED, we were able to put up a facility with audio and video recording and editing equipment for creating quality online materials. The facility is now housed at the UP National Engineering Center. In addition, the GECKO project also provided staff training for producing these materials. And I think the last benefit that I would like to mention are the knowledge, skills, and connections that we gained through collaboration. The GECKO project exposed faculty, students, and staff of the university to an international project, and through these gained some skills and knowledge and more, even more. These skills and knowledge could include a skill for collaborating with colleagues coming from different time zones, cultures, and with different languages, the knowledge and the administrative requirements of dealing with international funding institutions, skills in using digital tools for communication, project management, and events implementation. Particularly for UP, we had the wonderful opportunity to organize the online GECKO Summer School. The summer school was supposed to be held face-to-face in Cebu, Philippines. However, because of the travel restrictions, we decided to make it a virtual summer school. The summer school, which we dubbed the GECKO Challenge, had 48 engineering students from the GECKO partner universities in Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines, and working together in multicultural teams to conceptualize innovative solutions to regional issues related to particular sustainable development goals of the United Nations. It was a challenge how to get the students engaged, collaborating, and presenting online for a full 5 days. I had the great pleasure of collaborating with our wonderful partners from the different universities in organizing this summer school. So I think the most important thing are the friendships and potential future partnerships that we gained from this GECKO project. Thank you very much, Tony.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Lisalinda. Very exciting hearing the answer from you.
Yeah.
Okay, we go to the next question, Dr. Rata.
Okay, from the impact of the GECKO project on local scale, we will move to the impact on the bigger scale. Dr. Fitri, may I ask you, based on your experience, what do you expect to be the long-term impact of the GECKO project on students' employability or national human resource development in your country?
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes.
Okay. So I was surprised and I was so happy to hear Adi from our university today. He provided the proof of this question. You asked the questions about long-term impacts on students' employability, and he already proved it. So actually, that answered the questions. And in terms of the GECKO's contents and and the GECKO's wrapping on how the GECKO project can support the students' employability, what we see from our experience with students is that they have much more hands-on practice on communication that is actually on the traditional classroom settings. That's why they also told me that okay, we have quite much hands-on practice during joining the GECKO projects, and they mentioned that the GECKO project, the communication is also a very important, and I do believe that the communication will be very important things in supporting the employability of students as well. And also the second one is about because GECKO project, especially the GECKO modules, is based on the online learning. So it triggers the autonomy, the internal locus of control of students while working. So they can have independence while working. And this is a very important thing for supporting students' employability, because when we hire a new recruit, what we would like a new recruit to have is that the independence and the internal locus of control to work without order and things like that, like the independence things. It's also very important. And also I did mention about problem solving, and in the GECKO challenge and in the GECKO projects, they are taught on how to resolve problems, and also the innovation technology like the idea generations and tools variations, and also the selection knowledge, like the knowledge to select the appropriate tools is also important. And so whichever problem that they will face in the future during the work, during the landing of the job, the real job in the real world. And we do hope that this kind of knowledge, especially for the tools variations and also the selections, will also benefit them. Yeah, I think that's the long-term impacts. And yeah, we are happy that we can show you the proof. And also at this year at UGM especially, we have 50 students joining us from batches 2016 2017, and some of them already most of them joining GECKO have already been absorbed by the real work job, so they already embark on the professional working right now. And yeah, they keep contacting me as well. So yeah, that's yeah, kind of reflect the impacts on the students' employability. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fitri. Dr. Supalurk, could you also respond to this question, please?
Yes, thank you for the questions. Okay, I think up to now, a lot of people have been talking about the impact on the student, and there is no question asked about this. But I see the impact beyond that. Okay, I think the impact is go to the general public. Okay. I think we can apply and we can use the output, the result of our work, and can be expanded to the general public. For example, I think we can use our modules, okay, and send it to the factories, because the people who are engineering people, or maybe people with the engineering background or technical background in the workforce, okay, most of them, they are still lacking of the soft skill, and I think that is a big headache for the employers. Okay, so I think that the platform of our project can be used, and maybe with the modification, okay, you might need to adjust a little things besides the platform, maybe on the content itself. But I think that the idea can be used for everybody. Okay, so when you ask me about the human resources development, I think the thing that we are doing and we have done so far can be used beyond just the student, just the engineering student in the university level. Okay, we can use that. And also in Thailand, we have been talking a lot about what we call is the upskill and reskill. Okay, and that is the skill that might be needed for the future. And I think one the soft skill that we are doing here in this project, okay, that can be applied and can be used as an upskill and also reskill for many people, okay, in the workforce. So I see this as a potential, okay, of taking our project, okay, go beyond the student, okay, go to the public, go to the human resources as a whole. Okay, is that answered your question?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Supalurk. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah, for the next question, I think I would like to ask Dr. Pilar. You have been a very great help as a European partner in this project, assisting the team of the module developer. So could you talk about the importance of sharing experience and the coaching session put in place for capacity building of the module developers? Please, Dr. Pilar.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sure. Yes.
Yes.
I can't see you.
You can see me in one screen and hear me in another.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Sorry, hold on. Is that better sound?
Okay, good.
Yeah. I've got a problem with my microphone. It's not working. It's been a real pleasure to take part in this project. And I think we have seen how it has changed things from the personal level. As you know, all the participants have got something out of this. And I really feel in myself, I've learned a lot from taking part in this project. It's also changed things at the local level, as we have seen that students, talked about how their employability has changed, which was the whole purpose of all the project. And at a national level, it looks like very much the curricula is going to change in different universities. So it's very promising and inspiring. And definitely the international relations that have been created between, among ourselves and the different universities, the participants and otherwise, is great at the moment, and it will be even better in the future. I know for a fact that some of you are already working together across different countries and creating different projects. So that's fantastic. And the best feeling about the whole thing is that it seems to have developed this knowledge about how important it is to share knowledge and to improve other qualities in students. So I think it will continue, and it's extremely inspiring. I have seen the difference that it's making, and I'm very proud of having been part of it. So I think I learned as much from the project as the students have learned, and all of the participants have. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Pilar. It's nice hearing from you. Next question.
Okay, let's go to next question. Talking about how can GECKO experience and also GECKO project can be used by other university. This question will go to Dr. Fitri. How do you think about this issue?
Okay, thank you for the questions. I think when we talk about how GECKO experience can be shared by other universities, we may think about the universities first within the countries, within each countries. Like, for example, I'm talking about the context in Indonesia. We have several means to share the GECKO experience. The first means is through the Indonesian associations of higher education institutions, because we have kind of like the associations, like national associations, where we can share the GECKO experience, and we personally knows the head of the associations, and I think it can be conducted by through two process. The first one is based on the staging from area based, like for example, from the universities nearby UGM, and then the province, and then the area, and then the clusters, like the islands, across islands, and eventually national levels. And also we can implement the staging based on the rank base, like for example, the higher rank university within the national level, together with ITB, for example, be the facilitator for the lower rank university to share the experience of GECKO and with the universities, and then we kind of like, be the facilitator. So then the other universities can absorb as well, like how we can implement GECKO in other universities. And second means is like Dr. Suks from Kasetsat University mentioned, we can also introduce the GECKO experience not only to university, but also to professional engineering program. In Indonesia, particularly, we have the National Communication Forum for the professional engineering program. So the attendees of that, the participants of that communication forums are all the engineers in Indonesia. So then what we aim to, we can actually try to approach them and then to share the GECKO experience with them, to introduce the soft skills module sets that have been carefully crafted by GECKO team. And those are the two means. And also we have several ideas of the schemes as well. In Indonesia, we have freedom of learning schemes, then we can use that. So then students across university in Indonesia can join GECKO, like for example, offered by UGM, and then from other universities can just join the class at UGM. It is possible in Indonesia right now. We have the schemes, we call it freedom of learning. And of course, we will be using the flyers, posters, and so on, and the media that has been developed by all of the team and disseminated to other universities and other parties as well. I think these are the means and ways how we can share the GECKO experience, especially in national level. And also when we talked with Milena, and she mentioned that it can go beyond the national level, it can go to regional and also across continent as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vicky. Dr. Gulachet, could you also share with us your ideas about how can GECKO experience can be used by other university in Thailand, maybe?
Okay, thank you very much. I think actually Freddie covered quite a lot of the question already, but I would like to add something that our idea is we have to really prove that this GECKO subject is really benefit or if really increase the employability. I totally believe that, but we have to show and share to the others. One thing that we think about in our team, usually in Thailand, the engineering, we will have society of engineering, like a mechanical engineering society or chemical engineering society. And every year we will have an annual meeting or conference or seminar about the conference about the research work. But in every society of engineering, we will have one session that is engineering development or engineering education development. So we can share our experience or share our process, what we are doing and what we have successful of the GECKO subject in the engineering education session. Also in the, normally for the Council of Engineering Dean, every year we will have an annual conference. In the annual conference, we will have one session which is called Engineering Education Development. So we can present this, or we can even write a paper about this process of development, the engineering soft skills, something like that, to publish or to present in such a conference. So after we show this successful, then they may start to want to share or to learn from us. The way that they can learn or they can share from us. Actually, now 3 universities in Thailand already have this course in the module, in the Moodle. So the other university, actually, the student in other university can come to enroll or come to study with us, enroll at our university, 3 universities, or maybe in the future, maybe we can give this course to them and they can put in their Moodle system as well. So one thing that we have to show them first that this is work. We have to prove that this is successful. After that, I think the other university will be interesting to join us or to adopt this subject for their students. So this is another way of enlarge or disseminate the successful of GECKO subjects. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gulachet. Dr. Lisa Linda, I believe that you would like to add something.
Oh yeah, thank you, Arata. So I think I am aware that Dr. Jerry Doroha and his team from Xavier University has made the modules available on YouTube, and which would make them even more accessible, of course, with permission from the GECKO, from the EU. So in addition to the teachers and students guide prepared by the GECKO project, UP can also conduct teachers training programs for offering the course in other Philippine universities. And UP can even probably organize a national summer school as a culminating activity. We can ask CHED, the Commission on Higher Education, to probably fund it. I don't know, perhaps. And as mentioned earlier by Dr. Suksman, I agree another way we can share the GECKO experience is to use the modules for continuing professional engineering education. So the course can be used by companies and professional engineering associations who want to develop communication skills, project management, innovation skills among their staff members. And even during our final GECKO project meeting yesterday, Dean Louis Dumlao, Dean of the John Gokongwei School of Management at Ateneo de Manila, mentioned that there is interest in the course for professional development. And I observed a similar interest among professionals when I shared about GECKO in one of our iConnect seminars at UP National Engineering. So why not? UP can also make its equipment and online material development services available to other universities at a minimal fee, probably to just cover operating costs. Yeah, and even better, we can have GECKO Part 2, hopefully, which brings in other universities or even other countries in the ASEAN community, perhaps with even greater participation by the private sector or industry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's come to the next question. May I ask Dr. Andika, beside the project partner and the university, who else can benefit from the GECKO project? Please share your opinion. Dr.
Yes,
Andika.
thank you. So I think that we have shared the answers collectively, I think. So in terms of company, yes, professionals, it's something that we're thinking about as well. Especially at ITB now, we have what is called the Directorate of Non-Regular Education. So which means that we offer courses for not only, so basically whoever wants to take courses at ITB, non-degree, yes. But more on the yes, more like if you want to take courses here, it doesn't have to lead you to to a degree. Like that's basically what it is, and it can be for professionals. And it's been the setup has just started actually this semester, and so it's something that we have also mentioned this to the directorate, that it can probably be something that we can develop more to be part of the non-regular non-degree education in that sense. And so yeah, I see that could be a potential in terms of extension. But also I also want to add that just today before the conference, I was also asked to share at one of the networks of universities to share about the capacity building programs of ITB. So I mentioned GECKO right away, whether it's something that and I said, they said, would you be able to share and then put ITB into that? And then so I said, it's so fitting that today we're going to be finalizing. And so so networks of universities, yeah, as I mentioned by everybody, and that's something that we can probably share to the other universities, getting to related to the previous question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Andika. So may I hear from you, Dr. Suparat, if you have something to add about this question, please, Dr. Suparat.
Yes, just a little bit though, because Andika already said a lot about this. I think everybody needs effective soft skill, okay? So it not just only engineering student or engineering people, okay? And I also think that besides the student, okay, the private sector and the government sector, and also the professional associations, all need to get their people to upskill on the soft skill. And I think they will get the benefits from this. Besides that, I see this GECKO project is a link between university and public outside. Okay, because if we can expand our network, the cooperation between the education institution to the public through the GECKO, okay, through the work that we have done, it would be nice for the country as a whole. So I think this is very beneficial to everybody. And besides the international cooperation among our universities and also with our European partner, and I think this GECKO can be used as a media for us as a university, as a education institution, connect to the public outside. Okay, that's the thing that I want to add on to this, because most people already said about the benefits of the project already. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Supra. Let's go to the next question, Dr. Varata.
Okay, this question is going to be the last question from two of us, and it will go to Dr. Pilar. Dr. Pilar, how do you see the impact of the GECKO project on the development of higher education in ASEAN countries? Dr. Pilar, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I think it's already happening. I think some of you have already mentioned that the curricula has been revised in order to have these soft skills taken account of. And I know not all the programs, although they're similar in the different countries, some of them take into consideration more of these soft skills. What is obvious is that in the previous research that was done, that was carried out in the three countries, the industry mentioned that these soft skills were very important and were lacking in the students that were finishing the degrees. So it's obviously important. And I think, especially, I think we all were greatly surprised that it has been so effective, and it does work, and the students are happy to have gone through the module. So I think it will definitely impact on future degrees and how in engineering and change the programs, because it's one of those things that is not as the technical skills are fantastic, but you need to be able to communicate with other people and show them how these are going to impact in the work that want to carry out. So, and working in teams is really important, and working across countries is really important. So it's definitely something to be taken into account when you are developing a degree, an engineering profession in the future. So I think it will, and it's already happening. Some of the curricula have changed. It's not only an elective subject in some of your degrees anymore. It's now a compulsory. So I can see it in the future, as you know, that it will change. And I know some of you have got the intention of sharing it with even other universities and other countries. So it will happen in the future. I think we are all we have all been made aware of how important to be able to work across different, not only nationalities, but also across different fields of knowledge, and how enriching this could be. So I think the future is there. We all the soft skills are really important to be able to be employed in the future.
Okay,
thank you, Dr. Pilar. I believe that we have a little bit more time to get the question from the floor. There is a question from Maribeth. What challenges did you encounter during the course of the GECKO project?
Okay, so anyone would like to answer this question?
Can I answer? Sorry. Can I volunteer? This is from my perspective as the lead for the design and development, and I think it's the coordination and collaboration across geographic, temporal, and cultural boundaries, as Pilar had mentioned. That's the challenge actually. First, geographic. We are a team from, there's an Asia side, there's a Europe side, and secondly, different time zones, 2 time zones at least.
Yes.
But that's minor. The most difficult is we have different academic calendars, and it was a challenge also coordinating. Some of us are on vacation, some are in the midst of the semester. Yeah. And then culturally, of course, meaning when we talk about culture, it's countries or nationalities, but it's not only culture within it, but even within institutions. Like even with institutions in the Philippines, like UP and Ateneo and Xavier, we have some sort of different cultures. And what more if we extend that to ITB and UGM and BOU and Katuchart, and so I don't know what more if we extend that to the European partners as well. So I think that's the based on my experience as the person who integrated, lead the group through the difficult design and development process. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jerry.
That's one question from the floor. Are there any prospect to repeat this project in the same or other region, given the achievement it reached? So I think this question probably have to go to Emmanuel, perhaps.
Yes.
Manu should answer that.
Evidently, we already think about this possibility, and this kind of extension can be exactly the purpose of a new project that we can set after GECKO, because we believe that industry can benefit from this kind of modules, and for sure it can be for us a new target, for sure.
Okay, good to hear. Okay, one more question from the floor. Have you thought about developing partnership with industry to propose practical exercise to students and or internship in the framework of the GECKO course? Okay, so maybe some of the representative from each university might be able to answer that if you already have a plan, or probably you're already doing that. So please. Okay, let me, hopefully, Andika, could you?
Yeah, I would just say that's an interesting idea, but that's only up until there. So we don't really know yet how to integrate. I think that's for example, in terms of project, right? You think about project, if you integrate that into what the current project that the company is doing right now, and then while they're doing the project, they're also taking the courses, for example. So that can be possible. But so it's more now on the technicality, on the how to sort of integrate that. But I think that's an interesting idea, if it is to go forward. And with the GECKO 2.0, I think it's interesting. Yeah, I would say.
Actually, I think what I would like to ask Dr. Risalinda to answer this question. I think I heard that you already have some plan about this.
No, we do not really have a plan. It was an idea to just probably a GECKO 2 with industry, and if we are ever going to have a GECKO challenge, we could be looking at industry problems. And so with that way we can also engage more, have more engagement from industry. So it's all up in the air. So we're hoping it can be done.
Okay, thank you. Okay, one more question. Is there any plan of providing a seal of excellence for students who have taken the module? Okay, yeah, right now we give them a certificate, and probably and some of them will be selected to a summer school, and the winner get the prize. So maybe we should have a summer seal of excellence. Who could answer this question? Well, okay, how about Fitri? I think so. How about in your part?
Yeah, I think the seal of excellence can be on top of the certificate, maybe like the kind of like the recommendation to, like, for example, at UGM, normally we have so-called companies or partner companies, like, visiting us and asking for good students for them. And maybe we can, put the GECKO students like as the list in the list of the priority for that. So then maybe this can be one of the, rewarding rewarding action as well, maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now.
Okay, let's see what we can do in next phase, hopefully. Okay, is there any other question from the floor, Dr. Vrata?
I think we answer all the questions from the floor.
Okay, there's some people asking about the name GECKO. Probably we should let's say elaborate it a little bit. Why GECKO? So I think Emmanuel can answer this question very well. Please, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
It's Emmanuel, yes.
That's his fault.
In fact, it's also my wish, and it's also our wish. I believe that because of GECKO results, we all want to submit this kind of project. And for sure, we are going to work and to deposit a new project as the new call for European Union will arrive in November. And it's also my wish to deposit a new project. Thank you for the idea.
Okay. I was checking because I don't know the number, the name for sure, but I think it stands for. Oh.
No, it's very long.
Have you found the acronym?
Yeah, let me
Yeah,
help
it's the abbreviation of the full name of the project.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really the acronym. It's derived using a certain algorithm.
Yes. Please already answered that. Improving engineers' knowledge and opportunities. So picking from the letter and it's become GECKO.
Not the usual acronym.
No.
But it's to make it stick. That's the
yes, it sounds good. Yeah. Sounds good. Yes.
To make it stick. Sticky. Sticky project.
I think we ran out of time for this session. Okay, it was a wonderful roundtable session and a very good question and answers. We have learned that the GECKO projects already has an impact for those who already implemented, and it's going to have more impact for the other as well. So this is a great and a successful project. Thank you for everyone who have a contribution in it. So I would like to thank you, our speaker, for sharing with us today. And I would like to end this session of the roundtable and hand back the microphone to the MC. Please.
Thank you so much for Dr. Thanongsak and Dr. Vrata and all the speakers, including with all the participants' questions. This is very productive and it's a lot of fun, including a lot of the contributions of the project. And we turn to the final stage, ladies and gentlemen. So may I kindly invite Professor Dr. Emmanuel Huseis, the GECKO scientific coordinators, to deliver about the closing words. Please welcome Professor Emmanuel.
Thank you so much for that, Bob. In fact, it's very difficult to conclude this kind of seminar. I believe after the roundtables, we answer a lot of questions about GECKO, the future of GECKO, and so on. But what I can say, okay, when we start GECKO, we would like to produce outcomes. We would like to produce digital modules. We would like to teach the teacher and so on. For that, it's a first of all of success. But I believe that our best success is that we all think, including our students, that we can improve employability. In fact, the student satisfaction, so the student employability, our goal. And I believe that will not improve employability of our actual students because of sustainability. Sustainability at many levels. At each university level, the modules will be improved. So we'll live without GECKO by itself. And also the modules are already included in different curriculum. So that's the first success. But just listen to the round table. We would like to extend because there's association of engineering faculty, so maybe extend in different university. We would like to extend because maybe using the module in different country in Southeast Asia, but maybe also maybe in Europe. Extend because we would like to maybe include industry. So maybe engineers that already work that benefit from the modules. And we have a lot of ideas concerning the way of sustainability. We can do sustainability. So I believe that we can consider that it's a big success. And for that, I would like to thank everyone. I would like to thank all of our colleagues from all university. It was for me a real pleasure to work with you. And I really wish that it's only a beginning. We can talk about GECKO 2, about next project, but I am sure we all want to work all together. So how I can say that I would like to be, it would be even better to be face-to-face, but I would like to thank you so much for this amazing work, amazing time that we spend all together. And also, thank you so much for the participants. I wish that it was also interesting for you. And so I wish you the best and keep safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for Professor Hussein for a very warm words for the closing words. And so on behalf of the organizing teams and also the GECKO projects members from the European partners and Asian partners, I would like to be the representative to thank you everyone so much once again for your big contributions, and we hopefully until we meet it again. Thank you so much and goodbye everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you later, everyone.
See you. See you soon.
See you. Thank you.